Hello and welcome. Today's video is a show-off video, and I am showing off a product improved combat vehicle crewman helmet with the DH-132A shell. Any corrections or additions to this video will be in the description below. So the PICVC Helmet, which is essentially a product of Boys, who's the manufacturer of the ear cups, improves. And from what I was gathered from the bit of research I was able to find, because I did try to find some research about this thing since I did own it for like over a year. I did try to find some information, and from what I can tell, this was adopted over other things because of its noise its noise reduction capabilities of the headphones. And it features many other things as well. To start, let's start with a review. We're showing off the entire helmet itself, fully assembled. The DH-132A shell, which is this cover part here, essentially is extra bump protection with the aligner. So you can see the front, the sides, the back, and you can also put sun, dust, and wind goggles on this thing and have it be retained with this. The other side and the inside. The helmet shell is a size large, and I bought this under the assumption it was a size large helmet in general, but when I got it, it turned out the liner was a medium. So, well, and I'm going to disassemble this so you can see what it looks like. Then I gotta put it back together after the video ends. Off. Behave. Okay. Now with the shell off, we can get a better look. This shell is in pretty good condition. The only real wear and tear I noticed is really with the paint. You see that the paint's chipped off in some areas. You can see a bit of the aramid material. I did wipe it down once when I got it. So the helmet features the two front straps here with a dot snap, which is pretty typical for military items, and you can see there's two screws here, but only one of them is used. So same thing on the other side. And so my guess is that depending, for a better fit, you could use the other hole if you wanted to go down further. On the helmet itself has this snap for the rear of the helmet, and that. So here's the tag. Actually, grab something. Since lighting isn't that great, I think I'm gonna grab myself a flashlight so I can better show the insides of stuff. And see, helmet combat vehicle Crewman DH-132A. This is a size large and it has a contract date of 2009. It was produced by BAE Systems Specialty Group Inc. On the inside, you see that someone looks like tried to write CC on there. Not exactly sure. You can see that this helmet has a mold number of 1, I'm not sure what the 09 stands for, but something. Then it has some other markings that read, hold on, take off the camera, no, is that 5? No, SPP. It has some other writing. Oh, actually, no, this actually has a stamp. Probably from the manufacturer. And some writing that says 133-36. On the inside, there's the loop side of a hook and loop fastener. That's there to also provide better attachment to the liner, which I'll show off in a bit. Yeah. I say the shell thickness is about like 1/2 inch of material, so yeah. Now into the liner, which is actually the primary part of the video. So liner, this is a I believe a Gentex liner, or not. Something of this was Gentex. But you can see that this is the information you can find on one of these. This is a size medium liner, so I have a little trouble fitting this, but I can still fit in here. I don't believe there's any other markings. So the liner itself has a nape adjustment strap and a head adjustment strap on each side of the main pad. And all of these are adjustable with hooks and loop. On the back, it features this little strap to attach to the back of the shell. Also uses a dot snap, typical. And this is adjustable for 3. What did they call this? Whatever this is called. I just call it a 3-bar buckle because that's why I'm used to seeing it be called for the plastic version of these, the modeling manual, but I'm not sure they have a different name because it's metal. It features padding, features 2 sides padding, and you can see this is kind of like a grid shape material that flexes around your head. Oh, on the back, there's some hook and loop to retain the wire for the headset, and the chin strap essentially has just a regular piece of strap. It has this little bit of, I guess, felt. Yes, I think felt for comfort. And this is the way you adjust it. You pull on this and tug on that, or you want to loosen, you just tug on that. Features a snap and a nice little thing to help rip the snap off. Well, not rip, but to help take it off easier. The liner has like a piece of leather here, or at least is it actual leather or is it fake? Okay, maybe full leather, but leather looking something another. And it features 2 snaps. One set of snaps or for the attachment of the shell, and this bottom snap here is for the chin strap. If there isn't enough room, you could undo that snap so you have a little bit of extra room, but for me it's just fine. Yep. And one last look through before we move on to the headset part. Make sure this is still in frame. I've been checking camera because I'm a little off. Also, it features a little bit of padding here. Alright. Now onto the boys' headset. So pretty much you can see there it comes in 2 parts, but they're both connected. On this side, it features a Gentex microphone, which I thought that would be more, because I was confusing my manufacturers on this. So it features a few screws so you can take it apart and do maintenance on it. It's held in place, but you can rotate it within the liner for a better fit. This side features the boom mic, And here's some of the information. And you can't read that. It says microphone M175A VRC 7L772 Gentex, then some other numbers for manufacturer. Marks Gentex here, and this little ring here, you can adjust the positioning of the microphone. Down here it has a, off camera for a minute, a 3-prong thing, and if you were to use a protective, if you were to use I would say a mass chemical biological tank, or is a tanker, I don't have actual tanker mask yet, but you would take this out and just plug in the microphone cable from that mask into here, so you can use your mask, protective mask, while in a vehicle. Now this slides back in here. It features a switch down here. In this position, nothing is running. This position, the active noise reduction is being used. And according to the manual, which I actually will link down below, it pretty much provides counter vibrations or waves to outside noises. And I believe to have the active noise reduction to work, I think you gotta have this plugged into an intercom. And for those who don't know what intercom, what I mean by intercom, is means something that essentially just means line. Essentially, it's like the what best way to describe it? But if you were to plug this in, you can hear other people talking and talk through it and do other stuff. So in this front position, this this allows for the talk through. The talk through is there, so if you're wearing the helmet with the headset on, you can actually hear people outside talking. For instance, and I get more about it in a minute when I go to the other side, but on the bottom of these, you can see this little metal grate at the bottom. That is the microphone for the talk-through function. There's one on each side, so you can identify what way sound is coming, either the left or right. And I did test the function, and that talk-through function does work, and the quality is pretty good. Of course, I don't have much good things. Yes, and moving on to the inside, it features this foam coated and some vinyl material, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And what this provides not only comfort but also provides passive noise reduction. So if you were to wear this and something loud was to go off, it won't be as loud. And on the inside, you have your speakers, and you have this really thin foam inside that can break easily if it was quite worn. And it features a wire which runs around to the bottom, just held in place with this. The other side, it's something very much similar. I'll get this tag out of the way. And you can see a bit of the inside because the foam has gone away. Oh, speaking of foam, if you were to get one of these brand new, there would be a piece of foam covering the microphone right here. And since we're on the inside, show off the tags. That didn't sound good. Okay. So you can see that my neighbors out here, their animal. So this side is the essentially doesn't have anything special on it, but it's just like, I guess, stock information and manufacturer information. On the other side, oops. This is the actual information that would be more interesting, and that says, if the camera won't focus on it and you can't read it, headset microphone H-374V in parentheses in VRC. Some other stuff like part number, manufacturer stuff, and then along with the national stock number. Okay, on this side, it features a battery compartment. But before we get to that, actually no, yes, let's do that one first. These screws are fairly loose. But this battery compartment allows you to use the headset talk-to function without having to rely on an intercom. So you can see here it's held down with two flathead screws that you can't lose because they're attached inside. Whatever that's called. It has a single spring for the negative that has two positives. I doubt you'd be able to pick it up. I'm going to try putting a flashlight on it. As you can probably see, the top side says rechargeable and the bottom says alkaline. And I don't remember, I was looking through the manual, I couldn't see any reference to it, but there was something about what it saw somewhere about that you want to make sure you use the batteries in the right position, like having a regular alkaline battery like the type you see at the store on the bottom, so it doesn't like just ruin the electronics if you were to, something like that. I don't remember where it was at, so I can't really describe it in great detail, but essentially alkaline on the rechargeable side is not good for the insides. And here's the inside of the battery cover. Has some part numbers, and this one is revision G. It's a little piece of foam with this little tab on the inside. And there are two arrows that point towards each other. Not exactly sure because and while I was testing this, I did find it to be hard to put an alkaline battery in the correct spot and put this thing on. So I just had to flip it around. Alright, on this side it has another switch. In this position, and this switch controls the microphone and such. So in this one, this is a monetary switch, so when you push it forward, it goes, in release, it goes back to the off position. But this position is the line for this is the radio line on the intercom. So what I assume that means from my interpretation of the manual is that that's for the vehicle's radio. I could be very much wrong because there's not a whole lot of information about these. But if you were to set it to the bag, which is a switch that allows for and that's the intercom line for the intercom. So this is probably, this back position would be for just talking to the other people in the vehicle. And that's about it. Not a whole lot. I don't know a whole lot about these other than what I was able to pick up from the manual and issue about the battery. So yes. Okay, one thing I did before I wrap up this video, I did forget to mention about this cable. So this is the cable that connects it to the line in for the vehicle, and this could connect to other cables as well. But actually no, I think what I'm looking around at stuff. I think this goes into a cable which connects into the vehicle, and this has a connector that allows for quick detachment, so in case the vehicle is like burning or something bad happened to it, you gotta ditch it. You just gotta give this a nice little tug and probably come out. And on here it has this alligator clip that connects to your clothing. Alright, so yeah. So for this helmet, I bought it off a surplus store. I don't remember when. See, there was, I think it might have been early 22 or sometime during mid 21. No, it was definitely during 21. Yes, when I bought this. I bought it from some surplus store on the internet, and it got shipped out to me. On the price I paid, and before I bought this, I compared prices to these to helmets in general for the CVC ones, because I don't really know much about these when I bought these. Where'd it go? It was that little tag that was dangling around during this video. So essentially I paid about like 167 bucks, and that came with everything here. Yeah, and to me, I thought that was a good deal. Not sure it is technically, someone could say, but it's in the past, and it went to some mom and pop store. So I guess even if it was, I guess if it was supporting a local business, well, not local for me, but local elsewhere. But yeah. Alright. So, if you have any questions, corrections, or anything we'd like to discuss, you put it into the comments below. And goodbye.